We're here at Draeger's Clubhouse to show you this beautiful Mustang convertible we just got in.
Hi, I'm Jerry Draeger, Draeger's International Classic Sales in Burlington, Washington. We're here at Draeger's Clubhouse. Take a scan around here so they can see what Draeger's Clubhouse looks like. This just gives you an idea of some of the things we have. Like up there in the window there, that 63 split window Corvette there. I mean, we get some neat cars in here, and we've been selling a lot of cars. So anyway, this just gives you a quick idea what the Draeger's Clubhouse looks like. Anyway, I got this 1966 Mustang. This is an A code. It's 289 automatic, power steering, and it just runs and drives really nice. It's a good looking car. I don't think that this is a brand new bumper, but it's in really good shape. It looks good. And you look at the sides of this thing. I mean, the paint's beautiful on this car. And of course, the tires. It's got good tires on it. And it's got the white wall on there and the spinner hubcaps in there. And just look down the sides of this thing. It is pretty. The top of this hood all looks good. All the windshield and stuff looks good across here. There's a little kind of a spot right in there, I see. There's a mark here on top here where the convertible top sits down on here. I was not happy with the underside. It had some tarnish to it. So I replaced the brackets for the visors right there, and then this center piece of chrome right there. We just replaced that, so that's all good underneath there. And we just wanted to make it look good, because it is a really nice car. So you can see here the door is all good, and you can see it's got the tag on here for the color code and everything on there. And this parchment interior is nice. This has got seat belts in it too, so we're all set up with seat belts in here. And of course, you've got the wood grain steering wheel on there, and of course, it's got the wood grain dash and the glove box. Look at the dash pad on this thing. It's beautiful. There's not a bad spot on that thing. Carpets look like they've been replaced in here, and you can see this parchment. And of course, this is a Pony Interior also, so it's got all that going for it. You can just see how nice this all looks in through here. All this chrome, you got all this, again, here, same thing on these. The tires are really good shape, and all looks good. All this side here, it all looks good and everything. And as you can see, the back end here is nice. It's got the backup lights on here. You can just see how good this thing looks. And of course, it all looks good across. And again, on this side here, also, right down in here is the drain vents, and the holes are there just like they're supposed to be on both sides. The rubber boots are not there, but they're on both sides are there. So anyway, you can see that. And again, you can see just how straight this car is down the sides. It's beautiful. It's just as straight as can be. Looks good. This door is the same way here. You can see how nice and clean it is. And again, it's the Pony Interior. And look how nice it is in there. The windows crank up good. I should have done the other side, but they crank up good. This one's a little stiff, not real bad, but it is a little. And they get that way from not being used too much. And you can see those go up and down good. And again, they close good, just like you want them. There's two little dents right there. It's hard to say how they got right there. There's got to be a story behind that, I would guess. Anyway, again, you can see all the rest of this front end here. it's all really nice. There's, you know, I can't show you scratches and everything in the paint because there is none. This car I bought out of Bellingham, Washington. It lived on Lummi Island. How's that? And been in the same ownership for a long time, and I bought it out of the estate. And you can just see how nice it is. Again, we're back up here to the front. So let's take a look at the underside here. And you can just see this is clean underneath here. We added the valve covers on here so that it just dressed this thing up. And of course we put the big air cleaner on here. You can see we got power steering here. And everything, you know, is nice and it's clean in here. Again, the car runs and drives good. This is the VIN number right here. So you can see the VIN number right here. That's where the correct VIN number, not the one on the door. A lot of people think that, but that's just the warranty tag, basically. Look at those valve covers. Don't they look good? The Edelbrock valve covers on there. So anyway, let's start it up and hear it run. And this is a cold start because it hasn't been started in a couple of days. How's that for a cold start? So, oh, and I got the lights there. Oh, you can't see the lights working, can you? I had them working. Turn signal. Turn signal. And the horn doesn't work. I'm not getting in the right spot. Wipers. If I had the hood down, but there you can see it. Single speed wiper. The radio, I'm not sure it does anything. No noise coming out of there at all. So the radio doesn't do anything. Actually, oh, I can hear a little noise coming out, but I'm not getting anything. The heater, there I can feel it blowing right there. And of course you can set it up here. So that all works. And of course it's a floor shifter here, the way it's supposed to be. You can see it runs good. Let's go to the back and look at the trunk. Oops, I left the lights on. Look at there, see the back lights are working. So you can see this trunk in here. I mean, that's probably the original sticker there, right there, from way back. This is the boot for the top right here. It's got a bag here. It's got lug wrench in it and stuff. And you can see this has got the good heavy-duty mat in it also, which I like. It's stiff. Got wiring in the way here. There we go. So you can see one of the places I like to look on these things is around this plug right here. They like to rust right in here. You can see that's all real good. Same on the other side, the same way. I can see right in here there's some damage right there at some time or another. I have no idea what might have happened there, but the rest of it, I mean, all back here, on the inside of the fender here, or the rear end here, it's all good and straight. A lot of times Mustangs get hit in the center here by the gas cap, and they'll be bowed in a little bit, but nothing wrong with this at all. So it's got a spare on there. It's got good, kind of a traction tire, I'd say. But you got, it's all looks good. This all closes good. Oop. Well, so much for that. Anyway, I want to put the top up on this thing so you can see the top. So I work this top here for you. Actually, I should be able to, well, it's way down underneath here, and I wasn't reaching it right. So you can see it all goes up good. Top is in good shape. Oops, I got the hook in the wrong spot. That clamps down good. You can see the top is decent shape. It's not a new top. And there's a little bit of lineage right here on both sides from something. Anyway, it's not a new top on there, but it's good. It's in great shape other than that. And again, it goes back down just like it went up. I always like to fold the window in here. Just a habit I've had for years on Mustangs. Is I always try to get the plastic working good. And again, you can see the underside. This framework, we haven't cleaned in here or anything like that, but it all looks good. So there you go. You've had a good chance to see this car all the way around and see how it looks and works and drives. Well, we haven't driven it yet, but we will. So I'd answer questions for you if I had some. But yeah, I love this engine compartment. I love how straight this car is, how clean it is. It's a really nice car. You'll enjoy driving. You can see it just starts right up really well. Deanna's going to pull it out and we're going to take it down the freeway. So you get a chance to see it drive down the freeway. Heat sounding, you can see the brake lights are working. Put it in reverse. Deanna. Put it in reverse. See, the backup lights work and everything. It's a nice car. Let's take a walk under this Emberglow Mustang and show you the underside. This is what we like to see, is the drain vents on these Mustangs. A lot of times they get filled because they get rusty and full of dirt, and water just stays up in here. But both drain vents are on in both sides of the quarter panels on this car. The inner panel on here looks kind of crusty, but I think that's all a lot of undercoat. You know, it's just the way that it's textured. There are a couple of little pinholes right here, but nothing major. I think this is all just scrape off if you wanted to remove it all. But this passenger side is kind of the same way. It actually looks rougher because it got more undercoat in it, but you know, it's all solid. You can see the rubber plug there. It's been covered over. So anyway, you know, there's no corrosion around these holes here where the drain vents are, but you know, all the metal looks like it's in good shape here. I mean, it's just
undercoat looks kind of sloppy. I mean, you can see it's kind of crusty up in there. We have not cleaned on this car at all. Anyway, it's had a lot of work done to it. You can see the bleeder for the wheel cylinder's been replaced, or I should say the wheel cylinders have been replaced, I think, on all 4 corners. But all the metal is really good on this car. And the floor pans are all solid. You know, it's a unibody, so it's not a frame, but the frame pieces are all straight. And the exhaust is older, but it's all intact. I'm gonna move my light up here. But look how nice the floor pans are. They're dirty, but there's no holes in them. Mustangs, especially in the back floor pans, you know, where stuff gets spilled or, you know, water gets, you know, in a convertible like this, the water just likes to get into the car and sit on the floor pans, and they like to rust. And this car is actually very solid. I mean, you can see see if the numbers are in these rocker panels. And I don't think you're gonna be able to see them. Oh, yeah, they're right there. They're real hard to see, but you can kind of make them out. There's kind of a date stamp right there. I think that's what it is. Let's see if I can find it on the other side here for you. Yeah, numbers are here too on this side, so you can see them right there. Anyway, this car is actually really solid. I mean, it's had, like I said, a lot of money's been spent on it. You can see there's a new gasket in this rear differential. I don't know if I said the shocks are new, but those shocks have been replaced. Sorry, I'm backtracking here, but I just want to show you that. A lot of times these structural pieces get removed on these convertibles too because of the dual exhaust, and a lot of times they like to reroute the exhaust and that plate just disappears. So it's neat to see that in there because, you know, it stiffens the car up quite a bit, and you see a lot of them without it. So this one's still got it. So continuing on forward, I mean, it's just still solid all the way up here. There's a little bit of crust here in this rocker panel, and it's just surface. It's nothing through the metal at all. You can see how great all the metal is there. And up front you can see a bunch of the steering components, and suspension stuff has been replaced or updated. It looks like new brake lines. And like I said, I think I don't know if you can see the bleeder for the wheel cylinder on this, but all the bushings, they all look like they're new and replaced recently. I mean, the boot on the power steering ram looks like it's been replaced recently. I think we got a receipt with this car. I think they spent about $7,000 on it just before we bought it. I think just to kind of get everything freshened up and working well on it, just so it was drivable. But anyway, we just had it serviced too, just to freshen it up from the last go around. And we like to, you know, have it service and safety check, make sure all the brakes are good and, you know, nothing's leaking. If wheel cylinders are leaking, we like to replace them, make sure all the brake linings are in good shape, lots of material left on them. And anyway, that's we like them to drive nice, and we want them safe to drive, know they're going to stop. So anyway, this car has had a lot of maintenance done on it, so I think you'll enjoy driving it.
So I wanted to show you we just stopped for gas. It was below empty, but you can see I put 10 gallons in it or so, somewhere in that area. You can see it right there. Now it's just over a half tank. You can see the oil pressure is up high. You can see we got 96,266 miles on it now. The amp gauge, I'm sure it works. There, see it go up. You can see the temp gauge has gone up, so that's working. The other thing here is the radio.
And take that stress off your shoulders. It's a human approach that you might not find at other law firms.
So, and of course the heater blows good and everything. I never tried the wiper on here, so, or not the wiper, but the cigarette lighter. It may or may not work, I don't know. Anyway, we got it plugged in. So you can just see it's a good driving car. And the other thing I like about it Now we're going to go over railroad tracks here. It's supposed to stop. Now, you don't hear any rattles or anything else in it and stuff, so that's all good that way. And we got more railroad tracks here we're going over. I mean, it's tight. It's a tight car. We're going to head down the freeway, I-5 southbound here. So you can see this Mustang going down the freeway and see how it runs. This is a 70-mile-an-hour zone right here, so people are going along good. Look, not good timing. I got a big truck coming down on me, and he's doing about 70 right now because we're doing 60. We're now doing 70. Actually, we're now doing about 80. I don't know if the speedometer is accurate or not. This gives you a good idea how it runs down the freeway. And there's Drager's right there. And we're ready to take this exit right coming up. Just a short run on the freeway so you can see how well it runs and drives. We have roundabouts around here, a lot of roundabouts. They work good. I like the roundabouts. Took a little bit to get used to them. Kind of like Russian roulette a little bit here. It's rush hour right now, so everybody's traveling. That's a great little car. Not perfect, but it's a really nice handling car. Drives good. And we're back to Drager's now, so you had a chance to see it running and driving down the freeway, and slow and fast. Now we're going to take it right back into the clubhouse here. The door is open. We'll go in. And if you haven't been to Drager's, it's a fun place to see. I mean, we got a lot of stuff in here. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed our video.